Hello friends, this is Vishakha Daga coming up with next round of Bus 5 minutes. Now it is said or it is seen actually in the global hunger index our rank is 101, which is way below even 94 we have actually improved in the previous years. Because of which the nutrition status is not good in India, and for which the government of India come up with various schemes like Poshan Abhiyan. Now, in order to measure the success of Poshan Abhiyan, we launched a mobile application as well, that is Poshan Tracker. However, when the minister was asked question in the Rajya Sabha and in the parliament that what is the status of nutrition in India, she quoted National Family Health Survey data, and the questions were raised: why not Poshan Tracker app, which is actually providing data on more real-time basis? Now, it is something, it is this news that we are going to analyze today. That what is Poshan Tracker? Why the data of Poshan Tracker was more important than National Family Health Survey? And what is Poshan Abhiyan itself, whose data it is actually trying to capture? So let's just move ahead and try to analyze the entire news. Now, first of all, the news is the Poshan Tracker, which was launched 4 years ago in 2017 in order to measure the status of nutrition in India, and it was measuring the status of nutrition in India, also the status of beneficiary, how they're improving, and which beneficiary to target now. This was the function of Poshan Tracker, and for this nearly 1,000 crore has been spent so far, yet its data is not yet public. The data is not public, data is neither public, it is actually nor organized or of any use to people. That means this app is dead as possible. It is as dead as it is visible. So we are going to see this, why this has happened so. First, move ahead and let's just understand why Poshan Abhiyan was important. Poshan Abhiyan was important because even in global hunger index, our ranking is 101. When we actually see the status of nutrition in India in terms of stunting and wasting, we see that 21% of the population is stunted. That means 21% of the population do not have weight according to their height. Right now, they have low weight. Next, stunting. 38% of India's population do not have height according to their age. For a particular age, a height should have been attained. They have not attained it. To the extent 15% of disease burden in India is because of lack of nutrition, and this costs India 4% of GDP and 6% of productivity, right? It is because of this, Government of India thought of investing more in nutrition, and thus they came up with National Nutrition Mission or Poshan Abhiyan. Because every $1 invested in nutrition is actually result in the benefit of $35. And that's why it was supposed to be a very good cost-benefit analysis scheme that would have benefited India. Now let's understand what is Poshan Abhiyan. We have seen the benefit, why did we need it? Now what is Poshan Abhiyan? Poshan Abhiyan or National Nutrition Mission was launched in 2018, which was supposed to attain its target by 2022, right? By Ministry of Women and Child Development. Acha, keep in mind, since here it is mission, this is launched by Ministry of Women and Child Development. However, has it been strategy? If it had been a strategy, national nutrition strategy, then that particular strategy is launched by Niti Aayog. Here, you should keep this difference in mind. If it's a mission, it is launched by Ministry of Women and Child Development. If it's a strategy, it was launched by Niti Aayog. Okay. Now, what are the target group of the Abhiyan? The 3 target groups can be seen in there. Number 1 is children, number 2 is pregnant women, and number 3 is lactating mother. And it is attempting to improve the nutrition status of all 3 target groups. What are the target? Now remember, SUL, right? Anemia. SULA, you must have heard this word somewhere. So first 3, that is stunting, undernutrition, and low birth weight. SULA, you remember, stunting, undernutrition, low birth weight. They're trying to reduce it by 2% per year. And for anemia, they're trying to reduce it by 3%. There is also a sub-target that is reducing stunting to 38% by 2020 from 38% to 25%. This is a sub-target. We have missed it because even now the stunting in India is 37.8% and various reports have suggested this. Okay, so this was Poshan Abhiyan. For the funding, they are not using much of extra funding. Instead, they are going for the convergence of the various schemes like ICDS or Janani Suraksha Yojana, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So there is a convergence is seen in the entire scheme of the schemes as well as ministries and departments like Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Drinking Water and Urban Affairs. They are actually working together. So this is the entire Poshan Abhiyan. Now the scheme was launched, but the accountability was required in order to see the success of scheme. Now, so as to see the success of scheme, a real-time monitoring mechanism was required that how much scheme has benefited the people. So it would have actually helped in analysis, also in identification of beneficiary. Because what this, right? So analysis and identification of beneficiary. Now, in order to do that, an app was launched on a phone that is Poshan Tracker. The name was Poshan Tracker, and its purpose was to go door to door. Anganwadi workers were provided this app, and they were actually recording the status of nutrition in children, in the mother, whether they are vaccinated, how much nutrition they have taken. So overall, the status of nutrition they were measuring with the help of this app, and they were actually putting data on a mobile app. Because of this app was producing a real-time data. So if you ever needed the information about what is the status of nutrition in India, this app should have provided this information. However, when the minister was asked the question about what is the status of nutrition in India, she quoted the data of National Family Health Survey and not the tracker. Despite the fact that actually National Family Health Survey has the lag of 3 to 4 years Like this data is released after 3 or 4 years, whereas Poshan Tracker was supposed to give the data real time. It was being updated every week or monthly, something like that. This means this, even despite having so many benefit, Poshan Tracker was having so many benefit over the Poshan Abhiyan, yet it is not being launched. That means there is something fishy in that. And this is the question that has been asked to our minister, that why this data has not been released. So this is a question which need to be asked, and citizen need to raise this question. However, if you're writing any case study, in case of any, you can write the example of lethargy, or you want to write an example of retapism or anything, you can quote this example as a case study. Also, you may want to quote this example as a case study where actually with efficient handling, we can better provide the data to the citizens. So this is yet to be seen that what is going to be the answer of the minister. But I hope so far you've understood why Poshan Tracker was important over National Family Health Survey data, and why the minister should have provided the data. Otherwise, the entire funding is waste. I hope this video is useful to you, and if that is the case, you need to like and subscribe the video. If not, put your doubts in the comment section. Thank you so much.
Current Affairs by Forum IAS is an all-in-one program that covers the dynamic aspect of the syllabus from both prelims and mains perspective. Last year, we have helped more than 100 students crack IAS with our current affairs classes.